So, one of the best gear sets when it comes to the SMGs in the Division 2 has been for a long time the Hunter's Fury. And that's because it has a lot of damage and also has a good amount of survivability that gives you that armor back. Now with that said though, for a long time people thought that this gear set gives you 45% amplified weapon damage. Well, what if I tell you that this gear set gives you more than 45% amplified damage? And I'm not talking about the fact that this gear set also gives damage to your skill. So there is a lot going on with this gear set that was discovered not too long ago, but also has the fact that this gear set gives you more than 45% amplified damage. With that said, stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, a like on the video would be super appreciated. My name is McGuns. Welcome to the channel if you're new. And yeah, and let's get into this. So as I said, the Hunter's Fury gear set has been one of the best gear set when it comes to the SMGs in the game and many other ways of using this gear set, right? But it is focused on SMGs and shotgun builds. So, by equipping two-piece, you gain 15% shotgun damage and 15% SMG damage. And that's why I said this gear set, it's mostly focused on SMG and shotgun damage. Now, that's not the only reason, because the way this gear set is intended to be played, it's close range. And that's why SMGs and shotguns are the priority of this gear set. Now, switching for the third piece, right, you gain 20% armor on kill and 100% health on kill. Now, on this build specifically, we have 338,641 armor on kill. Now, that's not only the 20%, there's a 20% from the Hunter's Fury itself and also another 10% from the Gunner specialization. So going back to the Hunter's Fury bonuses, now we have the fourth piece. We'll get the Apex Predators. So this is where I want you guys to pay attention. So enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. When you are close to an enemy, you can see they have the symbol of the Hunter's Fury on top of their head as a red symbol. So with that said, when they have that, you have a 20% amplified damage automatically applied to them with the Hunter's Fury. So moving on for the second part of this talent, right, the Apex Predator, killing a debuffed enemy. Now the debuffed enemy is that enemy that has that symbol on top of the head. So killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So in here, right, before many people thought this is how it works. So we have 20% amplified damage when you have a enemy with a symbol on top of the head, and then after you gain 5 stacks by killing those debuffed enemies, you gain an extra 25% amplified damage, right? So that said, if you add that, that's gonna be a total of 45% weapon damage, right? But no, it's not 45%, it's actually more than that. It's about 53.2%. So why am I saying that? Well, to best explain this, remember the Heartbreaker gear set before they changed them? Well, this is the Hunter's Fury, same situation. Actually, let me show you guys. I will change my chest piece just for this one, just so I don't have obliterated on the way, right? So let's say right now I am doing 495 on the enemy right now. I just got another 5% amplified damage, so that's gonna amplify on top of what we were doing. So now I'm doing 520. So now that 520 is gonna amplify for another 5%, which now I'm doing 546, right? And that keeps on going just like that. So it doesn't add up, it will amplify on top of what we're doing before. So that keeps on going up and up until you get about 53.2% amplified damage instead of 45%. So that said, I have 4 pieces of the Hunter's Fury on this build. Now I'm not gonna have either the chest piece or the backpack of the gear set itself. I have something different, but for the gear set itself, I have the mask with core attribute armor with attribute crit damage and a mod of crit damage, the gloves, weapon damage and crit damage, the knee pads, weapon damage and crit damage, and also the holster weapon damage and crit damage. Now moving on for the rest of the build, starting with the chest piece, we have a Grupo Sombra. By equipping one of these brand set, you gain a 15% crit hit damage, core attribute weapon damage, attribute crit chance and crit damage with a mod of crit damage. Talent in here, Obliterated. Crit hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 25 times, which basically means a 25% potential weapon damage. Now moving on for the backpack, we have the Memento backpack. Now you see right now it's looking different because this is how it looks and this is how it's looking. Now I'm not gonna even change it. You can kind of fix it because it is a bug that's going on in the game, right? You gotta go on the mods and you equip another backpack and switch around until you get to it, right? I'm not gonna worry about that. Who cares? I know it's a Memento backpack that I have on, and that's it. The Memento backpack, it's one of my favorite exotics backpack in the game. It gives you the 3 core attributes, weapon damage, armor and skill tier, and a mod slot, and I have 6% crit chance on this mod slot. The talent, this is my favorite talent in the game. Kill confirmed. You kill an enemy, basically they drop these orange trophies on the floor. By picking them up, you can gain plus 5% weapon damage, plus 10% bonus armor, and plus 5% skill efficiency for a 10 seconds duration, right? Now it has a second part of this talent, which is the long duration, I would call it, buffs. So by picking up these trophies, you can get up to a maximum of 30 stacks. Now once you have these 30 stacks, you gain a total of 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and a 3% armor regeneration for 300 seconds, which means 5 minutes. The 300 seconds is 5 minutes. Now on this build currently, I'm not in combat, I don't have any stacks, so I have right here 0% armor regeneration, right? But once I get that 30 stacks, right, I'll have a 33,000 armor regenerations for 5 minutes, right? So that's what it's the beauty of this build. That on top of the fact that I have already a lot of armor on kill, which is 338,000. Now moving on for the weapons, I have a SMG and a shotgun, right? Now the shotgun on this specific build, I'm not focusing it too much, so I'm focusing on the SMG. So the SIG MPX is one of my favorite SMGs in the game. I said that many times, right? Now the SIG MPX has a total base damage of 53.1k per bullet. The RPM is 850, and the mag, after being modded, it can get up to 50 bullets on the mag. Now the base max is 30. And then the core attribute obviously is SMG damage and crit chance, which I have max, and then attribute I have damage to target out of cover. Now the talent that I choose in here for this build specifically is the In Sync, because it does 30% weapon damage total, right? And another talent that I could choose is the Close and Personal. Now the reason why I'm not using that and I'm using In Sync is the fact that In Sync will give me that 30% to my weapon and my skills. And as I said, the Hunter's Hero has been giving damage itself to the skill. So with that said, on top of that, we'll add In Sync, so our skills will be hitting quite hard for this build itself. So taking a look at the mods, we have the 5% crit chance on the scope, we have another 5% crit chance on the laser pointer, a 5% crit chance on the suppressor, and a plus 20 rounds for the extended magazine. Now if some of you guys ask, I do have this skin right here, this specific skin for the MPX, right? So it's called the Busy Day. I believe this skin was introduced in season 11. I'm not sure, when I get the skins I don't remember exactly what seasons that I get them, but I believe it's right now on season 11 that we just got this. So last but not least, the skills, right? As I said, many things on this build is allowing you to get damage to your skills, and the fact that I am getting damage to the skills, so I chose to go with a striker drone and also an assault turret. Both of them will be getting damage from the weapon itself and from the gear set itself. And on top of that, these two skills will allow me to get my In Sync on my weapon activated for the most of the time. So that's it. So moving on, let's take a look at the stats, right? We have for this MPX 127,000 weapon damage, 58% crit chance, 144% crit damage, 70% headshot damage, and also a 10% damage to target out of cover that does not show on this weapon stats. And that's it, guys. This is the build that I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think of this build. Did you know about how the Hunter Fury is working when it comes to the skills and when it comes to the actual damage that it gives you? Let me know all of that in the comment section below. Comment something, that way you can help me with the YouTube algorithm gods. I would appreciate that. So if you enjoyed this video, hit me with a like. I would appreciate it. If you're new, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.